Hello everyone, my name is Dalmayne. I'm an autistic rights advocate from the UK. I wanted to do a quick video, as I know no one wants to sit there for half an hour listening, about the misconceptions a lot of neurotypical parents have about autistic adults being on social media. I've come across, as an autistic adult, parents that say to me, "Oh, you're so lucky that you can go on Facebook, you know, you're so lucky you can go on Twitter. My child will never be able to do that." Which is quite sad, really, because I know of adults that are on social media who, to the outside world looking in, seeing them possibly living in care homes with 2-to-1 care, in helmets, still in pads, some of them, would think, you know, would talk over their heads to their carers as they're out, you know, thinking that they couldn't possibly have any valid thoughts or opinions of their own. And I think that's such an ableist misconception, such a dreadful, tragic misconception to make. You know, you can't look at your children and think, they'll never do this, they'll never do that, because you don't know. You know, it may be a case where at the moment they're running off into the road and they're emptying your toilet, you know, and they're doing things like that, and you're thinking, oh my God, they're never ever going to progress, they're never ever going to get married, they're never going to have a job. But you don't know that. And the thing is, they may grow up and not want to get married. They may grow up and not want to get a job. They may have different things that they want to do, different hobbies, different interests. They may have a different way of earning a living, or maybe they won't. You know, maybe they will be on benefits, maybe they'll need group care, maybe. But whatever happens, you have to be as encouraging as you can. You have to believe and want the very best for your children that you can. And so many of you are stuck in this pattern of thinking, my child's never going to do this, my child's never going to do that, and crying every night thinking, you know, oh my God, my child has autism. But that's the wrong way to think of it. It really is. They're a little autistic individual who have their own opinions, hopes and dreams, and they just need a lot of encouragement and a lot of support. And please don't think that you can cure them because they don't have autism. They are autistic. It's not something that can be erased or taken away. It's not a vaccine injury. It's not a build-up of heavy metals. Their guts aren't ripped apart from the MMR. Please, if you're going to use any restricted diets, go to a dietitian first and find out if they actually have any food intolerances before you do that. Please think about that first. I am pro-vax. I must say that. I am a pro-vax autistic person. There is so much evidence out there, you know, from the CDC, from the World Health Organization, that will tell you that vaccines do not cause autism. So the next time an anti-vaxxer or someone with that belief comes onto social media and tells an autistic adult that they're vaccine damaged, you know, the things that we get told as autistic people, and we still try so hard to educate you as parents. I know some brilliant parents, good, accepting parents, you know, who are happy to listen to autistic adults, who are happy to take on board any advice we have. You know, I had a lot of habits that your children probably have now, and you're thinking, oh my God, they're never going to grow out of them. I used to wonder, you know, because I knew where I was going. I knew where I was going. You know, so my mum and dad would wonder where I was, you know, because I'd gone somewhere. And toilet habits weren't great, you know, up until age, I don't know, 11. You know, so you need to just work with your child, because there are things that they will grow out of, and there are things they'll grow out of and replace with other habits that you'll have to help them with. I think the main point of this video was to say to you, please, if an autistic adult comes up on your post and says to you, actually, maybe you might be doing that wrong, maybe your child needs this, maybe your child needs that, don't immediately turn around and say, you couldn't know. How would you know? Because we do know. We were your children. We were in that circumstance. We were the child in the playground who was bullied and no one wanted to speak to. we were the last person to get picked on a team. We know what it feels like, and we know what it's like to have parents who would say to us, come on now, join in, you must join in. Well, you know what, sometimes your child doesn't want to join in. You know, sometimes they're quite happy to be in their own company because it's the best company there is. And parents won't believe me on that. They'll think, no, my child needs to have birthday parties and they need to have friends, and sometimes we don't. You know, sometimes a child is quite happy in their own company. They know what they are doing. They don't have to preempt what someone else is doing. They don't have to worry about someone else's feelings. You know, don't be worried if your child has one friend, because they don't need 20 pretend friends. One friend is good enough. And if they have no friends, there are other ways to help them bond socially. You know, get them involved in an autistic club. And if you can't find one, do what I did. Make your own. You know, go and make your own group for your child. There's so many ways that you can do these things. Just don't discount us, because we are valid. We're so valid, you know, and we can help you. And one day, if your child is on social media, I hope to God that they're not treated the way we are. Because the way we are treated most of the time is so fucking hurtful. It really is. It's hurtful, and it's discriminatory, and it's ableist. So please just think about that before you discount what we say. You know, it's very easy, as I said, to fall into the pattern of, there's a particularly large page at the moment that's got a lot of likes, which is fine, you know. The worry I have with that page is the woman won't make clear if she's pro-vax or anti-vax. She is talking about naturopathy. She's talking about hardcore compliance training to make a child fit in. You know, there are other ways that you can help your child cope. There's speech and language therapy. There's occupational therapy. Then, you know, they don't need to be taught to mimic their neurotypical peers. I see that's a big thing on ABA sites, is, you know, your child will be indistinguishable from their neurotypical peers. How sad, how tragic to want that. You know, they don't need to be, we don't need to be indistinguishable at all. You know, we weren't made to blend in, we were made to stand out. Don't be scared of your child standing out. And if they want to stim in the street and twirl in the street and look at the colours in the air, and because we see those things, most of us, you know, and it's beautiful. Don't stop them. Don't tell them, stop it, people are looking. Fuck people. Who cares what people think? You know, care about what your child thinks. Before I was diagnosed, my little son had come out of nursery so wound up, and the first thing he'd want to do is go to a neighbour's driveway up the hill and throw stones, throw pebbles, because he could watch them bounce, and he'd individually track each pebble. And we both sit in the driveway. The neighbour got used to us. We both sit in the driveway. Or if he wanted to lie down on the pavement and look up at the clouds moving, then we'd do that, and people would be walking around us thinking, what the hell are these two doing? It's about entering your child's psyche and being with them, not trying to drag them out. They're not in anywhere, if you can see what I mean. They're not excluding you on purpose. So, yeah, I hope some of that made sense anyway. I have written a book. It's called It's an Autism Thing. I'll help you understand it. And I do my best to help you understand it from my perspective. I explain meltdowns and sensory overloads and what it feels like to be standing outside on the ground, or inside even, and for the world to feel like it's tilting suddenly, and you need to sit down and feel the ground and regulate yourself because it's the only thing that's not moving. Imagine that. Imagine feeling like that with someone saying, get up, come on, people are looking. And, you know, you're like this, and then suddenly there's a meltdown. There's a screaming meltdown because you're in pain, and someone's saying, stop it, people are looking. Stop it. Control yourself. Please just think about it, alright? Now we're in 9 minutes and 29 seconds, so I'm going to let you go about your day. Have a good one, and please give your child a big hug from me. Bye.